Okay, so I need everyone to stop what you're doing right now. Put down your coffee, pause whatever's playing in your earphones, because today's story is genuinely one of the most mind-bending, soul-stirring, argument-starting topics we have ever brought to this podcast. I'm your host, Priya. Hello, welcome back to Miss Julia's English Club.
And I'm Ben. And Priya, I've been thinking about this story since I woke up this morning. I had breakfast, I went for a run, I came back, made tea, and the whole time this question just kept going around and around in my head.
What question?
The question of when does someone truly stop existing? Where is the line? Because this week a trailer dropped for a new film called As Deep as the Grave, and in it, on screen, moving, speaking, acting, is Val Kilmer.
Val Kilmer, the actor, star of Top Gun, Batman Forever, The Doors, a legendary Hollywood figure who died in 2025.
And who is nonetheless, right now, in 2026, starring in a brand new movie for over an hour of screen time, brought back entirely through generative AI.
I still get a little shiver every time I say it out loud.
Same. And that shiver, that feeling of something profound and slightly unsettling happening, I think that's the most honest response. Because this story doesn't have a clean answer. It doesn't have a clear good guy or bad guy. It's one of those stories where the more you think about it, the more complicated it gets.
And those are exactly the stories we love on Miss Julia's English Club. Because real English, sophisticated, advanced English, is the language of complexity, the language of nuance. And today we are diving in, deep.
Deep. Deep as the grave. Sorry, that was too soon?
Maybe slightly. Okay, so let's set the scene properly because some of our listeners may not know who Val Kilmer is. Ben, can you give us the picture?
Of course. So Val Kilmer was one of the most celebrated American actors of his generation, from the 80s and 90s especially. He played Jim Morrison in The Doors. He played Batman in Batman Forever. He played Iceman, one of the most iconic characters in the original Top Gun in 1986. He was known for being this electric, charismatic, almost otherworldly presence on screen.
Otherworldly, meaning extraordinary, almost beyond the ordinary human experience, like he existed on a different level.
Exactly. And then he was diagnosed with throat cancer. A brutal, cruel disease for someone whose voice and presence were so central to who he was. Over time, the cancer damaged his ability to speak. He had a tracheotomy. That's a medical procedure where a tube is inserted into the windpipe to help someone breathe. And his voice was never the same again.
And here's where the AI part actually starts earlier than you might think, because even while he was alive in 2022, Kilmer used AI technology to recreate his voice for Top Gun: Maverick. His son and daughter provided recordings. A company built an AI version of his voice, and he was able to speak again in a way through technology.
Which he reportedly found deeply meaningful. He said the ability to communicate is at the core of human existence, and that this AI voice felt authentic, felt like a gift.
And then he died in 2025, and the filmmakers of As Deep as the Grave, a historical drama that Kilmer had been cast in years earlier but was too ill to film, faced a decision. Do they recast? Or do they try something no one quite done on this scale before?
They chose to try. And they used generative AI, fed with archival footage of Kilmer from throughout his career, photographs, recordings, with the cooperation of his family, to create a digital performance, a digital Kilmer, who appears on screen at different ages for more than 60 minutes of the finished film.
His daughter, Mercedes, said, and this is a real quote in spirit, that her father always looked at emerging technologies with optimism, that he saw them as tools to expand the possibilities of storytelling, and that she believes he would have wanted to be part of this film.
Which is genuinely moving, isn't it? The idea that a daughter is trying to honor her father's creative wishes even after his death. That's not sinister, that's love.
It is love. And yet, and here's where it gets complicated, the reaction online has been divided, really divided.
Really divided. There are people who are genuinely moved, who feel like this is a beautiful tribute, a unique way to preserve someone's legacy, to let them finish what they started.
And there are people who are deeply uncomfortable, who feel that something sacred has been crossed, that the dead should be allowed to rest, that no matter how sophisticated the technology, that is not Val Kilmer on screen. It's an imitation, a simulacrum.
Simulacrum, oh, that's a great word. It means an image or representation of something, but one that only has superficial resemblance to the real thing. Like it looks like the thing, but it lacks the essence of the thing.
And that's the philosophical heart of this debate, isn't it? What is a performance? What makes it real? Is it the physical body, the brain, the soul, if you believe in such a thing? Or is it the patterns, the voice, the gesture, the expression that AI can now replicate?
I mean, actors perform characters who aren't real. They pretend to be people they aren't. Is an AI doing the same thing, or is it fundamentally different because it's replicating a real person who no longer exists?
And then there's the bigger picture question, the precedent question, because this is one film made with family consent, with care and ethics at the forefront. But what happens next? What happens when studios start doing this without consent? When a dead actor's likeness is sold to the highest bidder? When beloved actors from the past are digitally cast in films they would have hated?
That already feels possible, frighteningly possible. And the industry is scrambling to catch up. SAG-AFTRA, the actors union in Hollywood, has guidelines around AI use. The key words, they say, are consent, compensation, and collaboration. Those 3 C's.
Consent, compensation, collaboration. Consent, the person or their estate has agreed. Compensation, payment, being paid for the use of something, your work, your likeness, your data.
Collaboration, their family and representatives are actively involved in how the likeness is used.
And in the case of As Deep as the Grave, by all accounts, all 3 conditions were met. The family said yes, the estate was paid, Kilmer's daughter was part of the process.
So, by the industry's own standards, this was done right. And yet, people are still uncomfortable, and I think that discomfort is worth sitting with rather than dismissing.
Sitting with, I love that phrase. To sit with something means to stay with a difficult feeling or idea rather than rushing to resolve it, rather than forcing a conclusion. I'm still sitting with how I feel about this.
And for our English learners, that ability to hold complexity, to present multiple perspectives without forcing a false conclusion, that is what top-level academic and professional English looks like.
Examiners in IELTS and Cambridge love to see that kind of intellectual honesty.
They do. Saying the issue is nuanced and there are valid arguments on both sides, done properly with evidence and language, is far more impressive than picking a side and bulldozing through.
Okay, there's one more layer to this story I want to pull out, because Val Kilmer himself actually used AI during his lifetime to give himself a voice. And in a way, doesn't that make this different? Doesn't it mean he was already living in this space where technology and identity blur?
Yes, and here's a thought that really stopped me in my tracks. He said when they rebuilt his voice with AI that the ability to communicate is the core of our existence, and the AI voice was a gift.
So maybe, from his own perspective, this wouldn't feel like violation. Maybe it would feel like continuation.
Continuation, what a word to end on. The idea that art, that presence can continue, that someone's voice, their face, their essence, something of it might persist beyond the physical end.
That's the oldest human hope, isn't it? In every culture, in every language, to leave something of ourselves behind, to not be entirely extinguished.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah, it really is.
Okay, sorry, that got deep.
As deep as the grave, you can say it now.
Okay, I earned that. All right, vocabulary time, and today's list is exceptional, really rich, really sophisticated.
starting with generative AI, AI that creates new content, images, voices, video, by learning from existing material. They used generative AI to recreate his performance.
Simulacrum, a representation of something that resembles the original only on the surface.
To sit with something, to stay with a complex feeling or idea without rushing to resolve it. A beautiful human phrase.
Legacy. What someone leaves behind after they are gone. Their work, their reputation, their influence. Kilmer's legacy.
And our idiom today, to stop someone in their tracks. To cause someone to suddenly stop or be brought to a complete standstill by something surprising or powerful. That thought stopped me in my tracks.
What a set, and every single word usable right now in conversation, in essays, in exams.
Today's comment challenge, and honestly, this might be our most fascinating one yet. Here it is. Do you think it is right to use AI to recreate a deceased person's likeness in a film? Where would you draw the line, and would you want to be recreated by AI after your death?
Oh, that last question. Think about that one carefully.
B1 and B2 write 6 to 8 sentences. Use words like consent, legacy, or simulacrum.
C1 and C2 give us a structured analytical response. Use phrases like, the ethical implications of this technology are far-reaching. One could argue that, provided consent has been given, the distinction between a real and AI performance becomes philosophically ambiguous, or the precedent set by this case raises questions that the industry is ill-equipped to answer.
Show us the full depth of your English. We want to be impressed, and you will impress us.
Okay, reading those links, please read the full stories. Think for yourself. Form your own view.
And share this episode because this conversation, in English, in any language, is one that everyone needs to be having right now.
Subscribe to Ms. Julia's English Club right here on YouTube. Every single day, the freshest stories, the richest vocabulary, the most natural English you'll find anywhere.
Like the video, hit the bell, and leave us your answer in the comments. We are genuinely desperate to know what you think about this one.
From me, Ben,
and me, Priya, thank you so much for being here today. Whatever you believe, keep thinking, keep questioning, keep speaking. We'll see you tomorrow.